Good evening, guys. Sorry I got too long to get back from the farm. I will quickly show you how to apply external charges to either a GRV or an invoice in IQ. Now, the first thing first, there are settings that you need to get correct so that you can actually be able to apply external charges or extra charges in GRV. One of the settings is under utility setup, company details. So this is to tell the system you actually need to charge for external charges. So under default setting 1, you find external charges. You need to enable this one. So if this is enabled, you will be able to process external charges during GRV processing or doing good receiving. If enabled, you will be able to set up predefined external charges under extra charges. Now, the second thing you need to do is to actually add the charges that you'll be doing in your invoice or in your GRV. You want these in the stock maintenance. So let's, for example, add 2 or 3 changes that you'll be applying to our GRV or invoices. So I will add them very quickly. Let's say, for example, for GRV, you will have something like port, maybe for port charges. For port charges. And remember, this is an unstock item. In other words, you don't need to buy this so that you can sell. So it's an unstock item or maybe a service. Then you need to define the department, and that's all. You can capture more information if you are interested. Then we will add another item. Sorry, my system has some companies synced. Then I will add the second item, and maybe I'll call this one duty changes. Then this is also an unstock item. Maybe department 1, then accept. I will add the last item. This is the one that I will attach to my invoice. That is maybe, for example, postage charges or courier. Charges. Then this is also an unstock item, and it's also in department 1. Now you need to set up now to tell the system anytime you're doing your GRV, you are able to allocate these charges. So you go to your utility setup and company details so that you can tell your system what are these external charges and where should they apply. So you come to extra charges here. You say invoicing, we charge for postage service. We can see this is an item for courier services, courier charges, and this one we were charged a VAT of 16%. 1 represents 16% in IQ. Then when you're doing good receiving, you need also to tell the system that you are charged for KRA, and this represent the port charges, and you are also charged for You also charged for duty, the port duty, and this one is represented by duty. Also description, duty. Now whenever you're doing GRV, because of this setting, you will be able to put a cost against each of these and allocate that cost to your GRV items. And if this cost form part of the cost, if these charges form part of the cost of the item, you will be able to allocate them accordingly. If they don't form part of the charges, if these charges does not form part of the total item cost, then you need to untick this one. But if they form part of the total cost of an item, you need this one ticked, and then you need to accept this and save. So when you'll be doing your GRV, when you're doing your processing GRV, that's good receiving, you will be able to see all these preset changes there. Your work will only be to allocate what is the cost in price for each. So you say you're receiving all these items, you want them, you say all these they have a price. Then you look at there's a column here for additional cost, and if I put a cost here for KRA changes, I say I was charged 300 or 200 and a port duty of 500, so the total would be 700. And then I say in this item I received 2, in this item I received 3, and here I received 4 items. If I say auto allocate, the system will calculate this total and allocate to the unit price of these items, of all these items, to this. If one of these was not ticked as to be able to form part of the total cost, it will not be allocated. It will remain there as an extra cost. So you say auto allocate. So auto allocate. So this column will be populated accordingly. The mathematics are very correct. So if you take this quantity and this rate, the system has a matrix that it uses to allocate this, and you can always go to module parameters and change the matrix. Then if now you did not set up, remember I said there are two ways you can allocate external changes in IQ. So if this was not set up and you don't want, you're not interested in making the external changes part of the cost, you can always come to external changes and define them on go. So you see these are maybe port changes. Maybe you put a comment, is a KRA, then you say what is the VAT rate for this one, if they are vatable. If they are not vatable, you just leave it. And which account do you want this cost to hit? So you say I would select cost of sales, and you also choose, if you're running more than one branch, which branch do you want to take care of this. Then you say the charge was 100. Now remember, this charge you cannot allocate it to this cost, to the cost of this item, because it's an extra charge. So in the final document, you'll have a document showing that there was an external charge for this particular GRV, but it is not forming part of the laden cost. I need to have a supplier invoice and process and display. See, that is our first document, good receiving voucher with all the external charges, and these extra charges are already allocated to these items. So if you do a mathematics, you find them an item that you bought at 100 is now costing you 103 for it to land in Kenya. Yeah. Then you remember we added a port charge. That was an external charge of 100 shillings that was not allocated as a cost for this item. So you will always be able to see it also. And that's it. Now in invoicing, you will also be able to allocate these extra charges. When you choose who you are invoicing, you choose what you're invoicing. Then the unit price, quantity. Yes, choose another item. Item B. You see this one will be 5. And to basket. Then you're buying at 200. Then you got the posting charges. Remember, we said for invoicing we only set one extra charge, which is postage. It means that we are sending this item to someone overseas. So this is what you will receive as is external charges in good receiving. So you process that one. You process this. I want only to preview invoices and I accept. Your invoice appears with the extra charge, and then the extra charge document comes up. And that's all. That's how you allocate extra charges in IQ. Thank you.